What would you do with an exposed ace in a 4-bet pot? We're playing 10, 20, 40, and the action starts off with a hijack opening to 100. We are in the cutoff and look down at pocket queens and 3-bet to 350. Folds to the small blind who 4-bets to $1,000. The hijack folds, but as they fold, the ace of hearts flips over and is exposed. This has put a spanner in the works and will definitely impact the rest of this hand. But for now, our decision is pretty straightforward. 5-betting here would be overplaying our hand, and folding is definitely out of the question. So we just call and see a flop of 10, 8, 4 with 2 spades. The small blind c-bets for $450, and once again we have nothing to do but just call. Turn brings an offsuit jack and they now check to us. Now is a good time to really consider what this exposed ace means to us and how it will affect our strategy. One less ace means that half the combination of aces is now removed, but only a quarter of ace king has been removed. This would mean that proportionally the small blind should have less aces in their range compared to ace king, which is very good for us. This may seem like it should give us the green light to start betting as we more likely have the best hand. However, it is important to also consider how this exposed ace affects the small blind and his perception of the situation. With the ace exposed and we still continue to call the 4-bet pre-flop, the small blind would assume that we have a higher proportion of pocket pairs that call his 4-bet. So hands like jacks, 10s, and 8s are much more likely. This would affect how the small blind plays, as their aces, kings, and queens would want to slow down and play passively. So the check on the turn from the small blind does not necessarily mean weakness. Furthermore, the exposed ace means the small blind has fewer bluffs, where a hand like ace-5 of hearts is not possible. Considering all this, I think the best action to do is to play passively and check back and get to showdown. There isn't much incentive to keep betting into a condensed range and bloating the pot, where a hand like ace-king is not folding anyway. Furthermore, whilst the small blind has reduced bluffs given the ace exposed, we still want to keep them in and give them a chance to bluff rivers. Our river decision should also be quite simple when we check back. We are almost never folding to a river bet unless it comes ace or king. So we check back. The river brings an offsuit 7, putting a 4-liner out there. The small blind thinks for a bit before betting 1.1k. Small blind shouldn't really have many 9x in their range, and given this size, we're just never folding. So we call and they turn over ace 4 of diamonds, and we scoop this $5,000 pot. What would you do with this exposed ace?